This week, our movie is obvious. It is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I'm Ed Bo, and welcome to Ed Reviews. Let's get right into it. This is the prequel we have been looking for. This is Rogue One, the Star Wars story. This is the Star Wars war film. Okay, the cast. The cast is Felicity Jones. She plays Jyn Erso, who is a career criminal who has family ties to the Empire in its very early days. Diego Luna plays a rebel spy by the name of Captain Cassian, who has some questionable morals. I won't get into it because spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Donnie Yoon, who is one of the best martial artists to come out of the modern Hong Kong action scene, plays a blind Jedi priest by the name of Chirrut Imwe. Now, he is a Jedi priest, not a Jedi Knight. That's an interesting distinction, but holy crap, is he a badass. Forrest Whitaker plays a rebel extremist by the name of Saw Ferreira, who has really, really, really bad hair and apparently was introduced in one of the Star Wars cartoons. Then Alan Tudyk, who was Wash on Firefly, plays the single greatest robot in the history of all of Star Wars. He plays K2SO. He's amazing. I love that character. Okay, so in the beginning, Act 1. It's a fairly good intro into the two principal characters of Jyn Erso and Captain Cassian. You really get to know those characters and some of their motivations, kind of what makes them tick and how they operate, and into the fact that this is not a typical Star Wars movie. It's not a safe movie. This is a dark, gritty war film that doesn't have the general optimistic, free-flowing fantasy feel of the early Star Wars works, even the original trilogy. This is dark, darker even than Jedi, darker even than Empire Strikes Back's third act. This is dark. The middle of the film, you get a better idea of what the stakes are. The stakes are suitably raised, as you're supposed to do in the second act. And you get a very clear picture of how this film fits into the Star Wars timeline. And you get great intros into the remaining cast, namely, your blind Jedi people and your Forrest Whitaker people with the weird hair. The ending is a satisfying action opus that leaves no doubt this is a war movie and war is hell. Like I said, this is not your typical Star Wars movie. This is grim stuff. It's not quite, oh, I don't know, Saving Private Ryan, but it is, oh, I don't know, Battle of the Bulge. This is a dark movie. The upside, very well acted, very well directed. It's fairly emotional. It has really good action. It has the best android in the history of the Star Wars franchise, and it has a great score. Also, it is absolutely ingenious how the plot of this film is woven into the plot of the of A New Hope, Episode 4. The movies are now plot-wise inseparable. You can't view one without the other anymore. They're just perfectly tied together. The downside is actually that really brilliant score, because the score of this film uses familiar themes from the earlier Star Wars films, but it sort of plays with them a little bit. And in doing so, the music sometimes doesn't go where you expect it to go. It's almost to the point where you could hum along with the music, then suddenly you're humming the wrong notes, and it feels weird to someone who grew up watching the Star Wars films. If you didn't grow up watching the Star Wars films, you won't even notice. And the thing is, that's the only downside. This is a five-star movie all the way. I highly recommend you go see this thing in theaters as often as possible and as early as possible. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, 5 stars, 5 out of 5. I'm Ed Bo. This is Ed Reviews. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Peace.